listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode 374. Come taste, you'll see. And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where I am running my robot lawnmower, I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Quantum Rizzler 9000 Matola.
That's got to be J.I.
No, it's AI.
It is, really?
All right, no, listen.
Well, AI actually had a good one there. Well, it's like silly, but it's like good silly.
Yeah, my exact prompt was, give me an obviously AI generated nickname.
Make it obvious.
So I really like a lot of these because they're so ridiculous. Like, there were so many good ones, but that first one got me. And they said, here are a few that scream generated by a machine on purpose. That was one of them. What was the other one that I liked?
GlitchDaddy.exe. That's not bad.
No, well, because I mean, I think, you give it the prompt like to, make it sound like it's the machine. So it's like, all right, let's put a bunch of machine, computer terms in here. There was let me see, synthetic wolf _42.
Synthetic wolf. Didn't we see them open for Deep Purple?
No, that was Joyous Wolf. Here's one for you. Nano Beard 3000.
It's always 3000, huh? It's the Purple Pewter 3000, so that it stands to reason.
Recursive Pancake. That doesn't make any sense. And then another one, Emotion Simulator _V2.
Oh, V2.
I feel like if I went with any of those, it would be too complex, and you'd be like, "What is this crap, AI?" So
yeah, I don't know. I think that was the most creative batch of AI generated names we've seen so far. Normally, they're hugely disappointing.
Yeah, and on that note, since we're talking about the future. Apparently, tell me about this lawnmower that's cutting your lawn for you. Apparently.
The future is here right now. So I did misspeak. It is not my robot lawnmower, but Jen got a job from she's got like tons of connections. So she picks up all these freelance jobs. She's writing a review of a robot lawnmower, which means my freelance non-paying job was to set it all up, and it took forever. But I got it all set up today, and as we speak, it's mowing our lawn. And it's completely silent, which is actually pretty impressive. It's just like, it just kind of like trundling along, just going through my yard. It's cutting my lawn.
What is it, like a Roomba for grass?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit, it's about the size of, well, actually a little smaller than like the base of like a lawnmower would be without the handle. And it goes and it plugs itself into a little docking station, and it just goes along and it just mows the grass.
And do you get to keep this?
We don't know for sure yet. We're thinking no. I mean, it costs almost $3,000. So we're thinking they're going to want it back. But if not, I guess we'll keep it. And they're sending us an ice machine too. I guess we'll have more on that in a future episode. That one I think is going to be a lot easier to set up. I'm just going to plug it in, pour some water in, and it's supposed to create not nugget ice, but I think they call it like pellet ice or bullet ice, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay.
So, which is really good. We have the nugget ice at work, so I always fill my water bottle before I leave, and now I'm going to be able to get this one doing bullet ice at home. But yeah, robot lawnmower, we're living in the future. As far as I know, it doesn't use any AI, but it is a little kind of like, I'm hoping it doesn't go rogue and just like run over one of the neighbor kids or whatever. But yeah, it's going unattended above me as we speak. It might go right by this window, but you won't hear it because it's so quiet.
That'd be funny though. It's like an AI lawnmower. Like, what would happen? Like, we'd actually chop off one of your 6 fingers.
Or like one of the neighborhood kids will be like mowed down and be like, it's his fault he was wearing green. But one of the steps for setting it up was that you had to mow your lawn. So I was like, what the hell? So it said you mow your lawn first, I guess. So and it creates a map. So you put it on the edge of your lawn. You steer it like a little remote control with your phone, like a remote control car. You steer it right to the edge, and then it just starts going around the edge, and it just traces the outside of your yard. And then it's like, yep, I got a map now. Now I know how to do it. And you can set it to do like that checkerboard effect like you see on like a baseball field and stuff like that. Right. So yeah, we'll be playing around with it.
Well, I would say that is like, I know the neighborhood you live in. I wouldn't be worried about it. I would be worried about in sketchier neighborhoods, just leaving that out there and then somebody just grabs it and runs off with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess somebody could come in my backyard and grab whatever they want at any time anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But again, your neighborhood doesn't strike me as the type where that would happen.
No, I'm not. The worst we've really had is like people going into people's car. Like they suspect like teenage kids. They check if a car was unlocked and then they steal all the change or whatever. I don't know why they would need it. The teenagers around here are probably better off than I am.
They're like, what's this? It's called a penny. Oh,
an ancient artifact. Well, folks, we are here for our breezy summer format, our come taste format. So
yes,
here we go. We are, of course, reminding you that we are 100% listener supported and ad free. So if you receive some value from our show, please consider giving us some value back. You can do so a number of ways. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, buy some merch on our Etsy store, and of course, become a patron on Patreon or on PayPal for as little as $1 a month. You get access to our patrons-only Discord channel, our rating spreadsheet, invites for our live stream episodes, link to submissions for all of our album rankings episodes, and access to our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes, which our most recent one was Bark at the Moon. Bark. And brought to you by John Bark Matola. And that one was, of course, banned as predicted by Nick, who was a guest host on the episode. And you can view the video on Patreon. So speaking of our patrons, coming in at the executive level at the in memoriam tier, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family. At the $25 uncommon man tier, we have Ovis Nakfi. At the 20 is plenty tier, we have Alan. At the 10-pound good doctor tier, we have Dr. Mike Catan. And at the turn it up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank T. Olgard Mortensen, Mikkel Steen, Will Porter, PhDPP, and Michael Don't Call Him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans.
Fender Stratocaster signed by Richie Blackmore.
Peter from Illinois. And at the £8 lesser-known patrons tier, Robert Smith. Finishing up the executive level, of course, is the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, Mr. Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
It's fine. You'll just, this is emotional currency I'll use against you later.
Feelings on fire tonight.
And the Deep Purple Podcast Hall of Fame featuring
Rich, Yangui, Shaylor. Who the hell is that?
Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple Podcast. And then before we get into things, a little bit to discuss. We've got, of course, our live shows coming up. the Splat World Tour, which we'll get into in a minute. But we are expecting our patrons, at least, to be at the Mansfield, Massachusetts show on August 13th. Indianapolis on August 24th is TBD, and then a bunch of us will be at the August 25th show at Highland Park, Illinois. More to come as that gets solidified. So the big news since we last recorded, of course, when this comes out, it'll be kind of old news, is that Deep Purple announced the release date for their new album, July 3rd. So as of the recording of this, in a couple of weeks, and the album is going to be called Splat. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of, I think Gillen came up with it. That's what I think.
Oh, of course.
I think it's kind of silly.
It's like a bug being hit by a car, like on the windshield. Splat.
I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like, if they came out with it right after Whoosh, it would have been funnier. Whoosh and then Splat.
That was the precursor to the bug getting hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I read some of the chat you guys were talking today and thought that like equals 2 would have been a better title.
Well, I think Rich was just kind of hoping it would be equals 2 in style, not necessarily in name.
Well, I don't know. I heard that and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But I mean, it's like, I don't know. I guess like you look at all of the titles of the Deep Purple albums like throughout the years, and basically at this point they're just kind of getting silly.
Yeah, but I think it's like anything new. I think Whoosh, when it first came out, people were like, whoosh, really? Like, are really gonna? And then before, after a couple of weeks, people are just talking about Whoosh like it's always been there. You know what I mean? Like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's a ridiculous title, and then people start talking about it, and it just, or like a crazy band name. It gets into the zeitgeist, and people get used to it, and then you don't even think about it anymore.
Well, let's just say it's when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, this is one of those album titles I'm gonna have to live with for a while to get used to how it sounds. Like where other ones like equals 1, it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like Splat just kind of sounded like I heard Splat and immediately I went Gillen.
Oh yeah. It's got to be.
But I did hear like a clip from the new song. Today,
which as of recording this will be out tomorrow.
Right. And I thought, so far I was like, all right, sounds pretty good,
Sounds great. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, like, obviously how I feel about the title is does not prejudice me against the music. I'm hoping it'll be really good. And it looks like the style of the video, like they only showed maybe 30 seconds of it. And it's like, it looks like what they've done for like the past few albums, just a big white room and just
it looked like Portable Door, I think is that the first one that was off of Equal One? It looks like so, that style
just a pretty nondescript like band performance video. And I mean, really, why would they want to put a ton of money or effort into a music video these days?
Yeah, right? It looks great. It looks super slick.
But I mean to make it any different than like the other ones. Oh, we gotta have a concept, like they did back in the day, like
the Unforgiven, they just say we have to have like an old guy crouched in the corner, and remember when they had to be so weird, like as weird as they could possibly be in the video.
Yeah, but just like mini movies, at some point, but and I like the photos of them. I mean, it's basically all the same thing. I like how like now we always talked about Deep Purple never really had a look, and it looks like they're going for kind of that cool older rock band type of thing. Like especially like there was a one with Glover, and he's got the bass like up sitting down. He's got the bass up on his knee, and all the separate pictures of the guys are all dressed in like black, but not like a black leather look like they tried to do in like
with JLT.
Yeah, with JLT. But the one thing I thought was funny is like Gillen, ever the prankster, he's there with like what, a friggin' sheriff's badge on his shirt. It's
I
like, what
didn't
is
see
he?
that.
What is he? No, go look because there was like one on Instagram where you swiped through and you could see each one of their pictures, and they also did like a grid style, I think, on Facebook. And I was like, Gillen was the first one. He's there. It looks like he's all dressed in black, and it's like he looks like he has like a deputy's badge or a sheriff's badge on his shirt.
Yeah,
And I'm like, he's always doing something ridiculous like that. It's just like, that's what's great about him.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I didn't see the. Oh yeah, the sheriff's badge. That's great.
It makes me think of like the funny shirts or like the tuxedo T-shirt and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when you zoom in on it, it just says sheriff.
I mean,
they look good.
Great,
it's all like they're all wearing like kind of the shirt that Gillen's wearing looks like my pajama shirt that I sleep in at night. You know what I mean? They're all wearing dark colors.
Yeah.
Pacey's got a leather jacket on. McBride's got like, I don't even know what you'd call that kind of jacket. Don Airy's got like a really like fuzzy sort of jacket.
Yeah, but they look like they're trying to be like for, whatever you may say. They look like they're trying to be intentional. They don't look like they're trying to be like anybody other than themselves, but they look like, this cool classic rock band. And then of course you got Gillen's quirky sense of humor and style. And like I said, the first however much of the song sounded very much like their recent stuff. So looking forward to hearing the rest of it.
Well, I love the aesthetic of the album. It looks they put together, I don't know, there's about 87 different versions you can buy. I don't know yet if we're going to end up doing an emergency episode or not about the single or whatever, but yeah, there's a bunch of different versions. I thankfully I got the whatchamacallit, the box set before it sold out, and which sold out very, very quick. And I like the aesthetic, all the like the theme and the artwork of it look great, like really, really nice. Different thematically than Equals One, which was also a really great package, despite the fact that it was very simple album cover. They did some great accompanying artwork for all the singles and the box set for that one as well. So yeah, this one should be really, really interesting. I'm super excited. I love the look of it and excited to get into it. But before we do that, speaking of our album rankings, get us your album rankings for Come Taste the Band, which is our next album ranking episode, which we'll put out in the early fall or maybe late summer, depending. Don't have any postcards or anything this week, so that means
breezing right along.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna get right into it. But I think we said last time that you are going to do the random pick this time. I think it's your turn.
So how do I do it?
And just for everyone too, we'll be breaking up the Breezy Summer format with our Splat review, of course, which will come out the Monday after its release. At least part one will. So the spreadsheet. It's our normal ranking spreadsheet. There's a tab down there that says "Come Taste."
Yeah.
Do you know how to do it? So select a blank cell somewhere on the sheet.
All right.
And then you're going to just hit Control R the number of times that we decide on. And every time you hit Control R, you should see the title at the top of the sheet will change and it'll show you what album it's from.
Yes. All right.
Oh wait, do it again. Oh, I think it changes, but it gives me a different song than it gives you, which is funny. Okay, so with that, let me fire up the Purple Pewter 3000, and let's see what it. Do we want to decide on a number from 1 to 10? Should I? I'll pick the number this time because you picked it last time. I'm gonna say hit that crank on it 6 times, and we'll fire up the Purple Pewter, and then you can tell us what we got. So here we go.
All right, 6.
6 times.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
All right. What do you got?
From House of Blue Light, Strangeways.
Oh my goodness. House of Blue Light is our second pick. Very nice.
Yep.
Any initial thoughts on this one?
No. I mean, I feel like no. No, nothing. No initial thoughts on it right now. It's it's one of those. I mean, off the top of my head, not one of my standout tracks from House of Blue Light, but I mean, I remember the beginning of it the most, but it can't. I can't think of it right now. As soon as it plays, I'll know.
All right. Well, before we get into that song, then we'll see, of course. And neither you or I have Strangeways on our House of Blue Light playlist. You have The Unwritten Law and The Spanish Archer. I have Call of the Wild and Dead or Alive. So we'll have to see if this is going to knock one of those songs off of our playlist for that album. But before we get into that, let's thank our next level of patrons. That is, of course, our foundation level patrons here, or core level patrons. Doing this differently now, so I just need to find it. So coming in at the $6.99, the Nice Price Plus tier, we have Spike the Rock Cat's Ghost and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell, Arthur Smith,
getting support from the patron Arthur Smith,
and Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 Almost Evil tier, Kenny Wymore, Richie Sucksmith, and Sarah Jane.
Last dance with Sarah Jane. One more time to kill the pain.
At the 70 Norwegian kroner tier, we have Kai Runa, Yes, I'm Norwegian Olsen. At the $5.99, the Nice Price tier, we have Adrian Hernandez.
Hernandez error.
Hey, who the hell are you?
And Scalloped Strat Matt. At the 60 kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, we have failing DJ Newt Morton Johansson. Never figure out why that stopped working. At the €5.50 tier, Merline Rota. At the £4 Lucy 4 tier, Duncan Leask.
I'm alone here with empty nest, eagles, and snow.
At the $5 Moneylender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Alman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger, Slepikoff, Kev Roberts, Scott Zern, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf.
Do you guys ever have sex?
Coyote Bongwater. John Maselli.
Talk about your worlds colliding. Boom!
Sarah Sanders.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
Jellybean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Ooga chaka, ooga ook.
Swede?
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Ralphie Lee.
I hope to meet you again real soon. You have a good deep purpley day.
And Joe Dopefish Sigler. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. All right, John, we're headed to the House of Blue Light, 1987. This is kind of a long track.
Yeah, how long is it?
7 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
It's just like my memory of it doesn't seem that long, but hey, that was the time. I remember House of Blue Light being one of those albums that had like numerous run times for the various tracks, like depending on if you got the CD, the cassette, the vinyl, they were all like, and there's a re-release, a remaster or re-release or whatever. It's got different track lengths. So it's kind of the track listings are a little schizophrenic on that album. But yeah, but pull up the, if we go to deeppurple.net and pull up the, find it here. I'll pull up the lyrics for this song. We can kind of start to get into it here. I don't know how to get back there from. Oh, here we go. deeppurple.net. And then there it is. Deep Purple lyrics. And of course, we have, where is it? House of Blue Light. Boink. Strangeways. All one word. Written by Blackmore, Gillan, and Glover. So, ready to get into this one?
Yeah.
It always surprises you.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something, and it didn't work. So
you're losing your riz. Yeah. All right, here we go. Strangeways. So what do you think of the crazy vocal intro? It's very atypical.
Yeah, it's I like it. That's the one part that I remember of like the song, is like that's how it begins, but I forgot that it did the whole beer.
Yeah, right. And then it goes into this kind of frantic piano synth thing we're going to get into.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick it up. So very, very frantic riff. It reminds me of like something from like a musical.
Well, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like Heaven on Their Minds, Jesus Christ Superstar with the
yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't know if we talked about that on our House of Blue Light episode.
We had to have. I mean, I know at this point it was like
that didn't immediately jump to my mind, but you're right.
I mean, it was like 5 years ago. I can't remember that we reviewed this, but I think. But yeah, it's. But I mean, also it's like Gillan's vocal harmonies on it are really good. They're interesting, and we've always noted he didn't do that a lot, at least in Deep Purple. It was always just him singing, like no backing vocals or harmonies. Right. So, he started to do a little more in the 80s, like in other projects, but it's always nice to hear because, I mean, of course he's a monster vocalist, so.
And he's done a little bit more so of that in recent years where he's put up like a few little backing tracks. It's usually pretty subtle. It's usually not as, and hearing it kind of a cappella here is not something that you normally associate with either Gillan or Deep Purple. All right, so I think I'm about to start to get into the lyrics. Let's see. So good. I like the kind of riff and then going into some lyrics and cutting back into the riff. I was born into confusion. My mother said to me, when you become a man, you'll understand, but it's still a mystery. He does not have any sort of mention of this on Karamba, on the Karamba site, where he gives his extremely enigmatic explanations of what the songs are that leave you with more questions than answers. But he doesn't seem to really talk about this one, and I can't remember if they had interviews where he got into the specific songs or not. But yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be a significant amount of musicianship going on in this song based on the length. And it is interesting because with the new album coming out, there was a lot of talk about how Bob Ezrin is making them. And I think Gillan said something about how he's making us cut our 6-minute songs down to 4-minute songs. And when I hear how long that riff was going at the beginning of this song, I wonder like if Ezrin would have been like, all right, that's enough of that. Like, let's get into it. Let's get into what the song's really about.
Mm-hmm.
So. I like that little.
Yeah, there's some like really.
Richie.
Yeah, there's some really good like fiddling around going on in there.
Fiddling around.
Where like like this is one of these songs where Richie is really playing a lot of he's not just doing a rhythm, he's doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's throwing in some little
stuff going on,
fills and licks here and there.
Yeah.
And I like that, that gets right up my nose is a classic
classic
Gillenism, like British expression. Gets right up my nose, it does. Sorry to our UK listeners for my horrible accent. Can you tell me what part of the Isles that my accent was closest to? Maybe Long Island. All right, but we've got the chorus coming up here, the first chorus. So not like a super it's not like a super big chorus, right? It's kind of just like it brings back that vocal melody from the beginning, but it doesn't really jump out as much, I don't think, as the verse.
No, but I like it because he's not like it's kind of a big production because it's him doing these layered vocals, but he's not dragging it out. You get to hear it and then he moves on to the next thing, so it's cool. It leaves you wanting more.
Yeah. Yep.
So I actually like this a lot more than I remembered.
Yep. I remember this mostly for the mostly for that bum 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 because it goes through the whole song.
Yeah.
Really. I can't remember like what the bridge part is or anything, or if there is a bridge part off the top of my top of my head, but it says here copyright Blackmore Music, Rugged Music, and Clear Air Music. I thought Gillan did his stuff on, what was it, Pussy Music. Remember?
Yeah, maybe not this time.
Or did he not do that yet? I thought he did that for a long time. But all right, well, let's carry on. So kind of a lot going on there. Blackmore did a great fill there. And then there was like, Lord was doing something on the piano where it's like he was kind of tinkling the ivories a little bit.
Yeah.
So do you have any idea, like any guesses as to what the hell he's talking about in the song?
I mean, it looks like he's like, obviously it's like a kind of a socially conscious Gillan lyric, or actually I don't even know, because you remember that I think it was that story that Rich told us of this lyric that he really liked on Perfect Strangers, and he's like, oh, that was a great Gillan lyric, and Roger's like, I wrote that one.
Yeah.
So it's like you never know. Like sometimes it could be because the three of them wrote this song, but either way, it sounds like it's like they're trying to depict society, with I think in their kind of well, let's just say Gillan for lack of a better, because he's singing it, but they're trying to depict the world or society. It looks like it's a a commentary on he was the first line was he was born into confusion. You have to dress the part, so it's okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused in this big world, whatever. And then he's now the Indians are getting depleted by the cavalry. So how Native Americans were depicted of, in the media. And then the obvious, like at the time, religious salvation, 1-800 toll free, like sending money to preachers, which we've been oddly talking about a lot lately.
Which is really funny, yeah, because the last I was thinking the same thing. The last episode we were talking about like the phony Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, and well, we mostly just talked about them. Everyone else was more of less a preacher, but more of just like a scold, like Tipper Gore, and then the Mary Whitehouse and Lord Longford.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, in this one, it's talking about it's hearkening to that era when this was like all the rage, especially in the United States. I don't know if it was as big in the UK, but here it was huge. I mean, it still is in some ways. You've still got some of these nut jobs on TV. Used to be somebody at work that on Sundays they would put on one of these like preachers on the TV, like in the break room, and I'd be like, I never found out who it was. I'm like, who's watching this? But it doesn't happen anymore, so maybe they don't work there anymore. I don't know. But yeah, they're still there on Sunday morning, being all over the top and send me your money, and they're in these mega churches and everything. But that is a good observation about the Indians are coming, and I saw it on TV, and about there's always like
they always get depleted by the cavalry. That's like what happened in the media's portrayal of like how the white man took over the Indian territory, and so it's like it seems like he's kind of going all over the place. But it's like if you look at the first chorus, think to myself in this river of doubt, strange ways is what I got. He's basically just like, he goes from the first verse of being like, okay, I was born and I grew up, and my mom says you gotta play the part, whatever. And then he's talking about, strange shit that, comes through the filter of society, be it like media, TV, what you read, and is the strange ways. It's just it's a strange world.
Yeah, and
that's what I get from it.
He's doing like the typical rock star thing of like, I didn't want to dress the part and play the game and everything. It's like, that's great. It worked out great for you, but most of us have to sacrifice some level of self-sufficiency and play some sort of role if we want to be able to pay our bills. So, that got up his nose, but, most of us don't have that luxury. But yeah, an interesting build to these lyrics. And one cool thing about doing episodes like this is you and I never really stop to look at or think about the lyrics.
Yeah, I kind of like this. Yeah.
I've only done it a couple of times on Smoke on the podcast. And in those episodes, I found myself focusing in a little more on the lyrics, and that's been a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get into the second chorus, which is a slight change here. So before we get into the upcoming breakdown, this one he calls it. I think to myself in this academy of fear. He started with a river of doubt. Now he's in an academy of fear.
Kind of like the ministry of
yes.
The ministry of truth,
the ministry
of this,
which was pointed out to me. This is an Orwell reference, which makes sense because like all those all those ministries. That's very like tied into that to that book. I haven't read that book in a really long time, but I don't really feel like I want to because I feel like we're living in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see where the music goes from there. So we start off with kind of a wild marimba, like marimba patch on the keyboard. I doubt it's a real marimba. Well, it sounds just like it. I want to kind of change my. You know how the iPhone has that marimba ringtone?
Yeah.
I want to change it to this.
No, mine could be. I haven't had the volume on my phone in like 15 years.
I know. I could just crazy glue my volume. I don't think I've ever heard my phone ring.
Yeah. But yeah, this is really. I mean, even listening back to it and like doing the start stop, it's just like I really appreciate the creativity of what Lord was doing right there, way more than I did when I first heard this, or even like my memories of it, because it's like. You think like, oh, they're all 80s-ified, but I mean, it's like, I mean, it's first of all, it's still Deep Purple, it's still John Lord. You still have that same level of musicianship, and they're, experimenting with different sounds and everything, and there are layers to it. It's really interesting. I like it,
and it's very theatrical. Like it's very like it's. Even when it goes into that, like these, I don't even know. Is that Ian? I don't know.
Or it could just, could be like a chorus, like effect on the, when you hit the, you hit one of the keys and it goes, it's a chorus of people.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, really, really cool. Really. And then, as we get into Richie here, I'm sure we're going to get something probably a little more straightforward Richie. But I love what John Lord did with that part.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop it there.
You're getting some Book of Talas and Richie there all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's kind of. And then it's like John Lord sounds like the stylophone. It's like it sounds like he's just like touching electrodes to like metal panels. Like it sounds kind of like that crazy robot effect on that song.
Yeah, it's really interesting because you came out of that first part and then you got some kind of like a little melodic Richie and you're just like, oh, okay. And then it didn't last long. And then you got back into this like,
it sounded like it was going to go back to the riff and maybe you get another verse, but instead it was, like Richie doing his triumphant, like coming out of the, he's going to go into a solo here, but then it goes right back to John. And then Richie's like, it's kind of honestly, it's kind of a mess.
I'm wondering, like, it just came to me too, is like, I wonder when you said triumphant Richie, right? That's like a great way of describing it. I'm wondering if like the music in this section is supposed to kind of symbolize like audibly, like the story that he's trying to tell in the lyrics. You know what I mean? Like you have that kind of dystopian sounding, John Lord, right? And then, Richie triumphantly comes in like, like that's the Strangeways. And then it's like, him kind of like rising up like, oh no, the world isn't that bad. And it's like, nope, everything's crazy. Everything's nuts.
And I could be wrong on this, but I believe the Lydian mode is usually most associated with that kind of like triumphant sound. I forgot what the I don't was going to say science. I guess it's sort of science, but like I remember reading like years ago that like the theme song to like Legend of Zelda was in the Lydian mode. and that's what gives it that kind of triumphant feel. And that's like a lot of composers try to use that because there's something about that pattern of notes that has that triumphant sound to it. So maybe that's what he's doing here. I don't know, but yeah, it does sound like he's triumphed over John Lord, but then he's like, not so fast. He's hitting these diodes with his metal leads or whatever. But anyway, let's see where it goes, because I was expecting more of a Richie takeover there, but it didn't happen yet. So let's see if it happens now, or if we go back to the verse, or maybe Richie. This is not one of my most listened to Deep Purple albums, so let's see where it goes. All right, so there you go. He does come out of it with that. It seems like maybe they would have been better served to map that out a little better. You know what I mean? Like to arrange it a little. Yeah. And this is definitely, I don't think this song would have survived the Ezrin era. I think he would have turned this into a 3.5 minute song.
Yeah, but I would say like I'm kind of glad we got it, because it's like it's way more interesting and layered than I remember it to be, you know? Like there's definitely like a lot of cool effects in it. And I think that they used it to like really, or at least John Lord's, to much greater effect. Whereas it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think it's easier to let's just say they're all experimenting here. Let's just see what happens. It's easier to make John Lord make it sound intentional, and not as easy for Richie to, because when he's like blah, 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 you're just like, all right, he's fucking around. Like
that's his kind of go-to. That's his default, right? As the what we kind of refer to as the Richie falling down the stairs. Like and it always sounds awesome. But yeah. It seems like a first pass. They're like, we'll clean that up later, and then they forgot or something, or just lost interest. Who knows? Because this is obviously going to be the last album of Gillan's second tenure in the band. So, all right, let's see I'll back it up a scooch, and then we'll go into the lyrics. I think I went too far. Well, I really like that little synth part. It's almost like this little it sounds like I don't know, like what that instrument is. Like it's like a Middle Eastern sort of like flute sort of thing. Yeah,
everything's got kind of a Middle Eastern flavor sounding, type of scale in here.
But the lyrics are, have you seen the headlines? And then they had that huge gang vocal, "Princess engaged," which is kind of unexpected. Yeah. Again, because outside of JLT's tenure in the band, I can't think of many times they did a real big vocal like that. And it sounds like it might be more people than just Gillan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know who else would have done it, but I can't picture all 5 of them.
Maybe.
Like, "Princess engaged." It
Deep Purple, New York.
Exactly. That's what it sounds like. So, have you seen the headlines? "Princess engaged." So, what would this be like? Who would have been the princess being engaged?
I mean, wasn't it Princess Di back in or was that early 80s?
That had to have been earlier. That had to have been like early 80s.
Well, I mean, he could have been drawing on his experience for lyrics from like maybe a few years earlier or something. But
oh, here we go. It would have been Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. So
I mean that's pretty easy to read into. Is just like you're reading the headlines that day, and you're listening to this gossip from like across the world, and then in the meantime over here there are 3 million people out of work, but nobody's reporting on that.
Yeah. So in that respect, nothing has changed.
Pretty much.
Which is kind of depressing, right? They're like, oh, let's focus on this, stupid paparazzi style stuff that doesn't really matter in the vast scheme of things about whether it's actual royalty or, celebrity, and what's going on with them, whether it's Sarah Ferguson or Kim Kardashian or whoever the latest person is that I'm sure I don't even know about. Even I'm sure my kids would be like, Kim Kardashian, really? Okay, Grandpa. It's probably so far in the past for them.
But I mean, I think the general kind of like feeling of it is like the big serious problem is over here, and then over here they're just trying to distract you, like look over here,
Yeah. Oh, the princess is engaged.
In the meantime, like unemployment rates are rising, and they're like, no, over here, look.
It's also extra fun knowing how well that turned out. Which I guess quite a few royal engagements were not from the 80s were not holding up very well.
Wow.
I saw something about Sarah Ferguson the other day that she had it was something really weird.
Okay, Grandpa.
No, it came up somewhere. Oh, that her and Diddy were friends with benefits. Did you see this?
No, because I just don't.
No, I don't know why this came up. It says Sarah Ferguson and Diddy, friends with benefits, claim under scrutiny. So I guess maybe there's like a recent thing that came out, but
okay.
Friends with benefits. All right, interesting. Did Seinfeld originate that term, by the way? Friends with benefits? Did that exist before that episode, or?
I'm not sure.
I think it came from that episode of Seinfeld.
Well, I know as these days, if you want friends with benefits, they better be health benefits.
Yes. Well, in that case, you just marry them. You pretend to. Isn't that like the classic thing? You marry your roommate so they'll have benefits, or you marry someone so that they can get citizenship, and then you have to go.
Much.
Wasn't there like a TV show where they did that and to get citizenship, and then they like have to go down and prove that they are really like in love with each other, and like
like every sitcom ever.
Yeah, give me a kiss, and they're like they don't want to kiss each other. It's classic.
Come on, we got to take pictures of us and put them around the house. We got to make it look real.
Yeah. Their lips are all like pursed and and they just like touch each other's faces.
Then that stuffy person comes from the immigration board. It's like, I'm here to do my home visit. And then they all sit down. It's like, so what do you two do for fun? And they're like, oh, we do so much fun things together.
So much fun things. Yeah, and it's like that stuffy, humorless guy with like the glasses.
Yeah.
Well, the people at the office aren't gonna like this very much. Or they're like totally like shocked when the real boyfriend comes over. Like, oh, I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have, but at the immigration office, we take these things seriously.
I'll put this in my report.
Oh, we should have been sitcom writers. All right, let's get back to the verse here. It just keeps making me think of this song, Mr. Toot, which we used to play. Do you remember that song? What the fox say?
Yeah. Ring ding 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 ding.
Yeah, so that came out when my boys were just like babies, and that was like the only thing when they were super sick. We would just play it on there was find a video of like a 10-hour loop of that song and play it. But the guys who made that, they're Finnish, Swedish, maybe Swedish. I think they're Swedish. But anyway,
something-ish, yes.
Their name's Ylvis, and they had another song called Mr. Toot. And the boys would listen to that, and it was like, and it featured like a thing like this, where it's like Mr. Toot, and he was like this guy, and he came on, and he played this, he played this little thing, and it was like this like Arabic sounding, or like Middle Eastern sounding thing that he called a toot, and at the end of it, he trades it in, and he gets a fancy MIDI toot. He starts playing that. It was great. But yeah, you should definitely look up that video because it's amazing. But that sound of it just reminding me of Mr. Toot. But anyway, so he's saying that the aliens are going to land, or the aliens have landed, and the alien. He just says alien singles. There's one alien, so maybe he's a scout. He's got a finger in his ear, so he can't hear a word he's saying, but that ain't such a bad idea. So I guess Gillen's saying, with all this nonsense going on about princesses getting engaged, that, the aliens come down, they'd be best served to ignore us.
Yeah, pretty much. That old thing of like, if there's any intelligent life out here, there's a reason they haven't come to Earth yet. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No sign of intelligent life. All right, and then we're going to go into the last chorus here. So before we get into so we've got like 2.5 minutes left of the song, and they're done with the lyrics, unless they come back to lyrics. But in this instance, he says, "I think to myself, in this cradle of lust, ashes to ashes and dust to dust, and then strange ways is all you get instead of all I got." So he changes it up a little bit. Each chorus is a little different.
Right.
So let's see if the end instrumental section is as well orchestrated as the middle section.
The fake out ending.
Yeah, so they did a little fake out. Richie did his falling down the stairs again, but overall, still kind of a lot of dicking around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I think, I'm a fan of Pink Floyd. I listen to them dick around a lot, but it seems more intense. This seems a little less fleshed out and a little more kind of like we're trying some stuff, and I could see where this song could. I don't know if this was one of the ones that may have been cut down on different versions, but I could certainly see that being the case because it's quite lengthy. Although I like a lot of the parts of the songs, the instrumental parts just seem the most, I don't know what the right word is, haphazard.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let's see where they go from here. So just noticing the congas there.
Yeah, sounds like, I wonder if Gillen was playing those in studio.
He might have been. Or it's just a typical like, they're doing this sort of stuff. I'm going to go play. I'm bored. I'm going to go play the congas.
Yeah.
But let's see where they go from here. Yeah. So I did pull up, and I remember we did discuss this in a lot of detail on our House of Blue Light episodes, but the 1999 CD release version of this song is 5:56. This one's 7:36. So you get over you get a minute and 40 more on this song, and I definitely could see why they trimmed it down.
A minute 40 more of dicking around.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, and the funny thing is, this is a band that can
dick around.
They can do amazing things, right? But it's just like it's almost like they didn't have any ideas for this part. They're just like, I don't know, just keep doing it. Something will come to us. It didn't come to us. So we're going to just kind of, there's no organization like, okay, John, you go and then I'll go and then we'll switch up, or I'll take this section, you'll take, it's just kind of like, if it just sounds very half-hearted. Like, I'll do the things that I can do really well. And but weirdly, there were a few parts that seemed very like intentional.
Yeah.
Mostly on John's part. But here we go. We got about a little over 30 seconds left, so let's play the rest of this out. So funny that it wasn't a fade out ending, because it seemed like it had all the hallmarks of being a fade out ending, but they did have a tight ending on that. But
yeah,
you wonder, just the general name of the song being Strangeways, were they trying to be odd and weird and unusual on that song? I don't know.
Maybe.
Hard to say. Well, we do have a spreadsheet to fumble with, and while John fumbles with it, I can do the next thing, which is to thank our next level of patrons, and then we can decide where we're going to put this on our playlists. So our next level of patrons, of course, is the foundation level, coming in at the £3.50 Strangeways tier. We have Lord Longford. I'm telling you, Princess Engaged. Might have to change that up with Lord Longford's blessing, or without it.
Yes.
At the £3 aromatic feed tier, Simon Ford. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. The 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore Tights.
At the €2.50 Too Many Tears tier, we have Soldier of Fortune.
Too many tears.
At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, Stephen Sharp. And at the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, Peter Gardeau.
Pete who?
Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjellbu. Oh, yeah. Runar Simonson. Forgot about that one. Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette, Ashley. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve Down to Earth Kohler.
Make your love.
Michael, Matt in Vegas, Jesus Christ Superstar, Eddie Lyon.
Homosexual.
And Rosedale Tom. At the 19.31 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau.
Cold Hard Danish Kroner.
And at the $1 made up name tier, we have the Strange Graves, Leaky Mausoleum. Stephen Somerville, the Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionel, Zwapper the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnet's Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco pants and haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
And Sick Tone.
Where is she? Where is she?
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. And now back to your Strange Way, already in progress. John, as we previously mentioned, we have on our spreadsheets for this album, you have The Unwritten Law and The Spanish Archer. I have Call of the Wild and Dead or Alive. What are you thinking? Is Strangeways going to supplant either of those?
All right, so we're looking at just this album, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's not. What? So am I looking at just my songs or both of ours?
Just yours.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely not The Unwritten Law.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I don't know. I don't know about The Spanish Archer. I feel like I know that one as well as I know Strangeways. I have to hear it again. But my instinct is probably not.
All right.
Because I still have The Unwritten Law either way because I know that one's staying.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to roll the dice on The Spanish Archer.
Yeah.
What about you?
I am going to. Whoa! What just happened to my spreadsheet? Just like reset here. I am going to, because you can always move it back if you want to. I'm going to put Strangeways in place of Dead or Alive, and then we'll see when we get to Dead or Alive. Maybe I'll want to switch it back. But that's my kind of gut right now.
All right.
With what I'm going to do. And that puts us, and I put in these little handy dandy things. So we're 10% through House of Blue Light and 0.9%, almost at the 1% mark through the entire Deep Purple catalog.
Wow.
It does include the songs from Splat, but the caveat being if we pull any of those songs in the next few episodes, we're not going to do them because they're not out yet.
Right.
But they are in there. And I do have to say, the song I am looking forward to hearing the most is Jessica's Bra.
We know.
It's too much. It's like when you see something and you just think of Gillan being a little, although scribbling gibberish is also kind of speaks out to me as being a very Gillan-based number. Yeah. Jessica's Bra is just next level.
Oh, that's going to be great.
I haven't gotten into, even though they released some pretty nice quality scans of the Splat album booklet. Mm-hmm. But when you zoom in on them, you can read the lyrics, but it's a little hard to do. So I was just like, well, I'll wait till it actually comes out to get too much into that. Got to know what Jessica's Bra is about. I want to hear it from Gillan's mouth first. All right. So we made it through some technical challenges on this episode.
Yes, we have.
A little editing involved, but another. We're keeping true to our Seals and Croft summer breezy episode.
Summer breezy format.
Is it Seals and Croft or Seals and Crofts?
I don't know. Does it matter?
It does to them. Didn't one of them die? Seals and Crofts.
Yeah, one Croft. 2 Seals, 1 Croft.
Jim Seals and Dash. That's quite a name. Crofts. Okay. One of them, I think it was Crofts that passed away recently. Yeah.
Something new that I just learned.
He passed away a couple months ago, March. He was 87. Wow. And they, of course, played at the California Jam with Deep Purple. Famously.
Nice.
The Beagles, Seals and Croft, and Black Sabbath. The Oak Ridge Boys, Tommy Aldridge was there. So yeah, they had quite a lineup.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, the breezy summer just keeps on going. I wonder if
keeps on blowing.
You know what? I'm gonna I'm loading up my app right now to see where my my lawnmower is. And it's up 73.34% done.
So do you have a little camera on it? Can it show you where it's going in your yard right now?
It doesn't it's not like a front camera, like where I could see POV, which would be really cool, as it's like chasing a rabbit through my yard, or more likely just runs through some dog crap. But there, see, it shows my yard and where it's at, how much it's mowed, how much it hasn't.
Oh,
it looks like it's just kind of, speaking of dicking around, it looks like it's just kind of dicking around right now. It's not mowing anything.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's coloring in now. So yeah, it's, oh, there it goes. It's just a little lagging behind. So the dark blue shows the parts that it's mowed.
Okay.
So my dad, I sent my dad a video earlier and he said, I hope that thing doesn't get paid by the hour. It's a little slow, but hey, I don't have to mow my lawn until I send this thing back.
Possibly.
All right, John. Well, great talking to you. We will have to reconvene next week for another exciting episode of the summer breezy
summer format.
Come taste format. And let's see what we truly don't know now when we say who knows. But we'll have to see that. I think that the part of the thing is I don't know what to say when we open the episode with come taste, we don't know. So I just kind of thought of that line from Bill and Ted's You'll See. Remember when he talks about the princesses? What princesses? Yeah. You'll see. It's the only thing I can really think of. Maybe I'll just have to clip that.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, folks.
I like it.
We'll see you next week. Enjoy your summer, spring, whatever you have.
Yeah, whatever's going on now. At this point, it does not feel like summer here. It's been fucking cold and raining like all the time.
It's been pretty chilly here too, but that's okay. It'll beats the humidity of last summer. All right. We'll see you next week.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.